Welcome back to USA Coins 1. Today, we are diving deep into one of the most talked about coins in the Lincoln Penny series, the Liberty 1976 D Lincoln Cent. You may think it's just another common penny, but this coin has secrets hidden in its copper shine that can surprise even the most experienced collectors. From its fascinating history to the current market value, rare varieties, and the story behind why some of these pennies are worth a fortune, stay tuned till the end, because you might just discover that one of these is sitting right in your pocket right now. Let's begin our journey back to 1976, a year of celebration and pride for the United States. It was the nation's bicentennial, the 200th anniversary of American independence. While the quarter, half-dollar, and dollar coins were specially designed with bicentennial themes, the Lincoln penny retained its traditional design featuring President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. But even though it didn't get a new look, the 1976 D penny from the Denver Mint holds a very special place in American coinage history. It represents a symbol of national pride and economic change during one of the most patriotic times in U.S. history. The 1976 D Lincoln penny was minted in large numbers. Over 4 billion coins were struck at the Denver Mint. Each of these coins was made from a bronze composition of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. That gives it a beautiful reddish-brown color that collectors adore. Over time, the color of the coin may change from bright red to brown depending on how it's stored, but a perfectly preserved red example can be extremely valuable today. Now let's talk about the value. Even though billions were minted, only a few survive today in perfect mint condition. Ordinary circulated examples are typically worth just 1 cent, but when you move into uncirculated or high-grade coins, the story changes completely. In mint state grades, such as MS-65 or higher, the 1976 D Lincoln penny can sell for several dollars, and in pristine, full red gem condition, some coins have sold for hundreds of dollars. But the real treasures are in the rare, error, and special condition pieces. There are a number of known errors and die varieties from the 1976 D penny series that can push its value sky high. Some coins were struck on slightly lighter or heavier planchets, some have off-center strikes, and others show die cracks or double dies. If you're lucky enough to find one with a strong doubling on the date or the lettering Liberty or In God We Trust, you could be holding a coin worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on the sharpness and visibility of the error. Collectors always pay close attention to the color designation. Coins graded as RD, or full red, are far more desirable than those labeled RB for red-brown or BN for brown. A perfectly red 1976 D penny with no spots, scratches, or wear can be worth a small fortune, especially if certified by a major grading company like PCGS or NGC. One top-grade 1976 D Lincoln penny in MS-67 RD condition once reached an astounding auction price of around $900, yes, nearly $898.959, making it one of the highest-valued regular strike examples of its kind. Beyond value, this coin carries historical charm. The 1976 penny marks the tail end of the copper era before the U.S. Mint began transitioning to the zinc composition in 1982. That means your 1976 D Lincoln penny is not just a coin, it's a piece of metal that reflects the economic and industrial history of America. Copper was becoming more expensive and inflation was rising, so every cent literally had more metal value than its face value. That makes early copper Lincoln cents especially collectible today. If you're looking to identify whether your 1976 D penny is valuable, here's what to check. First, look at the condition. If it has sharp details, no scratches, and still glows with that original red copper luster, it's worth getting graded. Second, inspect it under magnification for any doubling or minting errors. Third, check the edges and rim for off-center strikes or die breaks. Even a small error can make a big difference. In today's coin market, interest in Lincoln cents continues to grow. Collectors from all around the world seek out these coins not just for their historical value, but also for their artistic beauty and connection to American culture. Prices fluctuate depending on demand, but as of now, high-grade 1976 D Lincoln pennies can easily reach hundreds of dollars in the right auction, and some varieties may even surpass that. So, before you spend your next penny, take a closer look. That small copper coin in your change could hold the story of America's bicentennial year, a link to the nation's proud past, and possibly a hidden treasure waiting to be discovered. Whether you're a new collector or a longtime enthusiast, the 1976 Lincoln penny is a reminder that even the smallest pieces of metal can carry the biggest pieces of history. Thank you for watching USA Coins 1, where we explore the fascinating world of American coins, their history, and their hidden worth. If you enjoyed this video and learned something new, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with other coin lovers. And remember, your next penny might just be worth a lot more than you think. Keep collecting, keep discovering, and keep the spirit of history alive with every coin you find. This is USA Coins 1, your ultimate destination for rare coins, amazing finds, and the stories behind America's most iconic currency. See you in the next video. Today, we're unlocking the secrets of one of the most remarkable and overlooked coins in U.S. history, the Liberty 1981 Lincoln penny. Believe it or not, this small copper coin can be worth a fortune depending on its condition, variety, and mint mark. So, if you've ever held a 1981 penny and thought it was just ordinary pocket change, you might want to think again, because the coin in your hand could be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars in today's market. Let's start with a bit of history. The Lincoln cent was first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, this coin has stood the test of time as one of America's longest-running and most beloved coin designs. The 1981 Lincoln penny carries this same proud design, with Abraham Lincoln's detailed bust on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. But what makes 1981 so special is that it was the last full year the U.S. Mint produced Lincoln pennies in nearly pure copper. Starting in 1982, the Mint switched to a zinc-based composition with a thin copper plating. That means 1981 pennies are among the last of the real copper coins, a key reason collectors love them and why their value keeps rising in the market. Now, let's talk about composition and minting details. The 1981 Lincoln penny is made up of 95% copper and 5% zinc, giving it a heavier feel compared to the newer zinc cents. It weighs about 3.11 grams, and that alone sets it apart from the post-1982 pennies which only weigh 2.5 grams. There were billions of these minted, but not all were created equal. You'll find three main varieties: 1981 from the Philadelphia Mint with no mint mark, 1981 D from Denver, and 1981 S from San Francisco, which are proof coins made for collectors. Now here's where it gets exciting. Despite the massive mintage, certain 1981 Lincoln pennies can be worth a lot of money today depending on their condition, errors, and grade. Regular circulated 1981 pennies might only be worth a few cents for their copper content, but when you find a gem mint state coin, the story changes completely. In high grades, especially those graded MS66 or MS67 read by PCGS or NGC, the value skyrockets. Some pristine examples have sold for over $898, and certain unique errors or proofs have reached values nearing $958 or more in collector auctions. That's right, a 1-cent coin that could pay for a brand new smartphone if it's in the right condition. Collectors and investors are particularly drawn to coins with deep red luster, full strike details, and no visible marks. The difference between a coin worth 1 cent and a coin worth hundreds lies in the condition. The higher the grade, the higher the price, and the 1981 penny in full red mint state is becoming harder to find as time passes. That rarity is what drives its current market value upward every year. Now, let's not forget about the errors and varieties that make this penny even more fascinating. There are several known error coins from 1981, including double dies, off-center strikes, and weak strikes. A double die obverse 1981 penny, where the word Liberty or the date shows a doubling under magnification, can fetch hundreds of dollars even in circulated condition. Off-center strikes, where part of the design is missing, can range from $50 to several hundred depending on how dramatic the error is. Another reason collectors love the 1981 penny is its place in history. It represents the end of an era, the final breath of solid copper coinage before the cost of copper forced the mint to change the metal composition. Think about it, every 1981 penny contains about 2 cents worth of copper at today's metal prices, meaning even its metal content exceeds its face value. This makes the 1981 Lincoln penny not just a collectible but also a tangible piece of America's economic story. In today's coin market, values are constantly shifting. As of the current market trend, the average uncirculated 1981 penny can bring anywhere from $2 to $5. A certified mint state example, graded MS66 red, can reach up to $150. And when you reach the ultra gem category, MS67 red or higher, you're talking about coins that can sell for $500 to nearly $900, depending on auction demand. Rare proof versions, particularly deep cameo 1981 pennies, are also in high demand, with top-graded examples touching close to $958. Collectors and investors alike are holding on to these coins because they believe in their long-term value. The more time passes, the fewer high-quality examples survive. Every year, thousands of these copper pennies are melted down or lost, and that makes the remaining mint state coins even more valuable. So if you've got a stash of old pennies from the 1980s, now's the time to pull them out and start looking closely, especially at your 1981s. Here's how you can check for value at home. First, look for luster. A shiny, reflective red glow means your penny might still have its original mint brilliance. Second, check for sharp details. Lincoln's hair, beard, and the steps on the Lincoln Memorial should be crisp and full. Third, look for any doubling or mint errors. Finally, weigh your coin to confirm it's the pre-1982 copper version. 3.11 grams means it's the real deal. The Lincoln penny has always been more than just spare change, it's a symbol of American resilience and a window into our nation's past. The 1981 Lincoln penny, with its rich copper tone and strong connection to history, is a favorite among numismatists who recognize its potential. Some experts predict that as copper prices rise and high-grade examples become rarer, we could see even higher auction results in the coming years. So next time you go through your pocket change or coin jar, keep an eye out for that shiny 1981 Liberty penny. It might look small, but it carries over a century of American pride and could be worth far more than you think. Every collector knows that the thrill of discovery starts with a simple glance, and maybe, just maybe, your penny could be one of those hidden gems worth hundreds or even close to $1,000. Thanks for watching USA Coins 1, your ultimate destination for everything about US coin collecting, history, and hidden value. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update about rare coins that could be hiding right in your pocket. Stay tuned for more incredible coin stories, amazing finds, and the true worth of America's most famous cents, only here on USA Coins 1. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating coins in the Lincoln series, the Liberty 1984 Lincoln penny. A small coin with a big history, mysterious errors, and surprising market values that can still shock collectors today. The 1984 Lincoln penny was struck at the Denver Mint, identified by the small D mint mark just below the date on the obverse side. Now, what makes this particular penny stand out from the millions produced that year? Let's uncover the history, the hidden treasures within its design, and how some of these pennies have sold for hundreds, even thousands of dollars, turning pocket change into real treasure. Let's begin with the story behind the coin itself. In 1984, the Lincoln cent was still transitioning from the old composition of 95% copper to the newer copper-plated zinc, which began in 1982. By 1984, all regular issue pennies were struck using this new composition, 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper plating. That means the 1984 penny weighs about 2.5 grams instead of the heavier 3.11 grams copper cents from earlier years. The change was made to save the U.S. Mint millions of dollars in production costs, but it also led to unique errors, cracks, and die problems that today's collectors hunt for with excitement. The obverse of the 1984 penny features Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. You can see the word Liberty on the left, the date 1984 and the D mint mark on the right, and the motto, "In God We Trust," at the top. The reverse shows the Lincoln Memorial, a powerful image that was used from 1959 to 2008. But beyond this classic design lies something special, a famous doubled-ear variety that made 1984 one of the most talked-about years in penny history. Yes, the 1984 doubled-ear Lincoln penny. This variety shows a strong doubling of Lincoln's earlobe, a minting error that's visible without magnification and is extremely popular among collectors. Even though this particular error is usually found on Philadelphia minted coins, with no mint mark, a few Denver examples have surfaced, making them even rarer and more valuable. If you ever spot a 1984 D penny with a doubled ear or other striking anomalies, hold on tight. You might be holding a little piece of US coin history worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Now, let's talk about mintage and rarity. In 1984, the Denver Mint produced more than 5.5 billion Lincoln pennies. Yes, billions. That's why, at first glance, you'd think none of these coins could be worth more than face value. But that's where condition, strike quality, and errors completely change the game. A typical worn 1984 D penny is still worth 1 cent in circulation. But if you find one in mint condition, bright red, sharp details, no scratches, graded MS67 or higher, the value skyrockets. Collectors love top-graded coins because they're so hard to find, especially for high mintage years like this one. According to recent market sales, some 1984 D Lincoln pennies in pristine condition have sold for up to $898.957. Yes, nearly $900 for a single penny. This happens when the coin is certified by PCGS or NGC and has near-perfect luster, strong strike, and no contact marks. That level of preservation is almost impossible for circulation coins, which make such examples highly sought after in the numismatic market. And for rare error coins or proof-like strikes, prices can go even higher. Now imagine finding one of these coins in your change jar, your old collection, or even a forgotten roll of pennies from the 1980s. You could be sitting on treasure without even knowing it. Many collectors today go through hundreds of rolls searching for that sharp 1984 D penny with a clean surface, vibrant red shine, and maybe, if lucky, a visible doubling. And yes, they're still out there. Let's talk more about the design details and what to look for when searching through your 1984 D pennies. Start by examining Lincoln's ear, his eye, and the lettering around Liberty and In God We Trust. Under magnification, if you notice any doubling or thick letters, that's a good sign you found something special. On the reverse, check for die cracks, plating bubbles, or a weak strike on the Lincoln Memorial steps. Any of these features can increase interest and value among coin enthusiasts. Another reason collectors love the 1984 D penny is that it represents the heart of the modern Lincoln cent era, a period when technology was changing, minting machines were being updated, and coin compositions were shifting. Each small imperfection from that time tells a story about how coins were made and how every tiny detail mattered. It's a reminder that even common coins can carry unique beauty and hidden worth. The coin market today continues to value 1984 D Lincoln pennies in various grades. A typical uncirculated example, MS60, MS63, might bring 50 cents to a few dollars, while high-grade red examples, MS66, MS67, can bring anywhere between $50 to $250. Exceptional ones, especially those with stunning luster or rare die features, can exceed $800 or more. In auctions, collectors are willing to pay top dollar for coins that look flawless under the light, sharp rims, smooth fields, and that brilliant red shine that glows as if it just left the mint. So next time you go through your change, take a second look at that 1984 D penny. Don't overlook it just because it seems ordinary. Check its color. Is it red, red-brown, or brown? Inspect the mint mark carefully. Is it clean and bold? And most importantly, examine Lincoln's ear for any doubling. You might just have a hidden gem worth hundreds sitting right in your palm. The 1984 D Lincoln penny is more than just a coin, it's a piece of American history, a snapshot of minting evolution, and a treasure for anyone who appreciates the value of small details. For those who collect, study, or simply love the Lincoln cent, this coin remains a reminder that value isn't always about rarity alone. Sometimes it's about story, beauty, and the thrill of discovery. So keep hunting, keep learning, and keep collecting. You never know when the next rare penny will appear before your eyes. It could be sitting in an old jar, tucked inside a drawer, or waiting in your next roll of change. Every coin has a story, and sometimes that story is worth a lot more than you think. This is USA Coins 1, bringing you the best stories, values, and history of America's most iconic coins. If you enjoyed this video and want more in-depth looks at rare Lincoln pennies, make sure to like, subscribe, and tap the bell icon so you never miss a new discovery. Stay tuned, because the next coin we uncover might just be the one that changes the way you look at your pocket change forever. Today we're diving deep into one of the most talked about Lincoln cents in the world of coin collecting, the Liberty 1988 D Lincoln penny. This small copper-plated coin may look ordinary at first glance, but believe me, its story, hidden varieties, and shocking market value make it one of the most interesting pieces in American numismatic history. Let's start with the background. The 1988 D Lincoln penny was minted in Denver, Colorado, and carries the D mint mark just below the date on the obverse, or front side, of the coin. More than 5.2 billion pieces were struck that year, which might make you think it's common. But within those billions of coins, a few rare errors and die varieties have turned some of these little pennies into treasures worth hundreds and even thousands of dollars. The obverse features the classic portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner, the same design introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. The reverse side carries the image of the Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo, which appeared on the cent from 1959 until 2008. But in 1988, something extraordinary happened that collectors still talk about today: the discovery of the 1988 D transitional reverse variety. This rare variety occurs when a coin was struck with the wrong reverse design. In this case, the reverse intended for the 1989 penny was mistakenly used on some 1988 D coins. How can you tell? Look closely at the letters FG on the reverse of your coin, just to the right of the Lincoln Memorial. On the regular 1988 D cent, the designer initials, FG, for Frank Gasparo, have a distinct style. The G has a sharp hook and is spaced slightly away from the base of the memorial. But on the transitional reverse, the G is closer and rounded, matching the 1989 design. If you find that on your 1988 D penny, congratulations, you may have found one of the most valuable transitional errors in modern U.S. coin history. Now let's talk about condition, grading, and value, the part every collector loves. In circulated condition, most 1988 D pennies are worth only their face value, 1 cent, but if you have one in uncirculated, mint state condition, or even better, one certified by PCGS or NGC, the price can skyrocket. Regular mint state 1988 D Lincoln cents can sell for around $1 to $10 depending on the grade. But the transitional reverse variety is the star, and here's where it gets exciting. In auctions, high-grade examples of the 1988 D with the 1989 reverse have fetched hundreds of dollars. Some MS-65 red specimens have sold for over $800, and exceptionally well-preserved coins can reach close to $900 or more. That's right, a 1-cent coin worth hundreds of dollars. And if the coin shows strong luster, clean surfaces, and sharp details with minimal contact marks, collectors will compete fiercely to own it. The current market value for the most desirable examples can reach up to around $898.956, nearly $900 for a penny that could easily slip through your fingers in change. What makes the 1988 D penny even more fascinating is how it represents a transition in minting technology and design. The late 1980s were a time when the U.S. Mint shifted from the older reverse hubs to the newer ones used in 1989, and during that transition, a few dies with the new reverse were accidentally paired with 1988 obverse dies. These rare mix-ups are what make coin collecting so thrilling, finding history, mistakes, and value hidden in plain sight. If you're checking your change, focus on coins that look bright red or reddish-orange, those often have better preservation. Examine every 1988 D penny under good lighting or a magnifying glass. Look for doubled lettering on Liberty, the date, or "In God We Trust," as some minor doubling has been reported on a few Denver minted coins. And always check the reverse for that telltale FG position that can change everything. Collectors love the 1988 D not only for its value but also for what it represents: the attention to detail, the beauty of small variations, and the chase for discovery. It's a coin that reminds us that even in something as common as a penny, there can be hidden treasures waiting to be found. So, if you ever come across a shiny 1988 D Lincoln penny, don't spend it, study it. You could be holding a transitional treasure worth hundreds of dollars. Keep an eye out for that 1989 reverse design, store your finds safely, and consider getting them graded if you believe you've struck gold, or in this case, copper-plated zinc worth a lot of money. Today's collector's market is strong, and the demand for rare Lincoln varieties continues to grow. Social media, YouTube channels like this one, and coin forums are full of stories of people who found rare pennies in their pocket change. Some of those stories start just like yours could, with curiosity, patience, and a little luck. Remember, the Lincoln cent has been part of American life for over a century, and each year holds its own secrets and surprises. The 1988 D penny stands as a perfect example of why we should look closely at every coin we handle, because you never know when you might find history in your hands. Thank you for watching USA Coins 1, where we bring you the stories, values, and secrets behind America's most iconic coins. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to stay updated on more amazing discoveries and hidden treasures from the world of US coins. Until next time, keep collecting, keep searching, and keep your eyes sharp. Your next penny could be worth a fortune. Today we're diving deep into the story, history, and current market value of one of the most fascinating modern coins, the 1995 Lincoln penny. This is not just a simple 1-cent coin. This little piece of copper and zinc has captured the attention of collectors all over the United States and beyond. Many 1995 pennies are worth far more than face value, and some rare varieties are selling for hundreds or even thousands of dollars in today's market. So stay tuned till the end, because you might have one sitting in your pocket right now that could be worth a small fortune. Let's begin with a little history. The Lincoln penny was first introduced in 1909 to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. It replaced the Indian head cent and became the first U.S. coin to feature the portrait of a real person. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the obverse of the penny shows the famous profile of Abraham Lincoln facing right, with the word liberty on the left and the motto "In God We Trust" arching over his head. On the reverse, until 1958, we saw the wheat ears design, the famous wheat penny, which later changed to the Lincoln Memorial design in 1959 to mark the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. Now, let's focus on the 1995 Lincoln penny. This coin belongs to the Lincoln Memorial series, which ran from 1959 all the way to 2008 before being replaced by the Lincoln Bicentennial designs in 2009. The 1995 penny might seem modern, but it's actually a major turning point in the history of U.S. coinage. It was one of the final years before the U.S. Mint fully transitioned into newer striking techniques and higher production automation. That's part of why certain era varieties from 1995 are so famous, especially the incredible 1995 double die obverse. Now here's where it gets interesting. The 1995 double die obverse penny is one of the most well-known and collectible modern era coins. When the coin was struck, a misalignment during the die-making process caused a doubling effect on the inscriptions, especially noticeable on the words "Liberty" and "In God We Trust." If you look closely at these letters on a genuine double die coin, you'll see clear doubling that can be seen even without magnification. These coins were minted primarily in Philadelphia and later became the talk of the coin collecting world in the mid-1990s. Collectors went crazy over this discovery. Coin magazines, TV shows, and newspapers all covered the 1995 double die penny because it was one of the most visible and accessible modern errors that everyday people could actually find in circulation. Imagine checking your change and discovering that one of your pennies was worth hundreds of dollars. That was a real possibility in 1995, and even today, it still is. Let's talk about the specifications. The 1995 Lincoln cent weighs about 2.5 grams and is made of 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper. Earlier pennies before 1982 were made mostly of copper, but after that year, the mint switched to a zinc core with a thin copper plating to cut costs. That's why if you drop a 1995 penny and an older 1970s penny side by side, you'll hear a different sound. The newer one has a lighter, higher-pitched ring due to the zinc composition. The Philadelphia Mint produced over 6.4 billion 1995 pennies, while the Denver Mint produced around 7.1 billion. There were also proof coins made in San Francisco for collectors, marked with an S mint mark. With such massive mintage numbers, most 1995 pennies are common, but it's the errors, condition, and I appeal that determine their real value. Let's talk about value now, the part everyone loves. In circulated condition, a regular 1995 penny might only be worth face value, 1 cent. But in uncirculated grades, the story changes completely. A bright, red, lustrous 1995 penny graded MS65 or higher by PCGS or NGC can sell for between $5 to $20 depending on the quality. The real treasure, though, is the 1995 double die obverse variety. Those can fetch anywhere from $40 to $150 in lightly circulated grades and even more in mint state condition. Some examples graded MS67 red have sold for over $1,000 at major auctions. Proof coins from San Francisco can also carry premium value. A 1995 S-proof Lincoln cent, especially with a deep cameo finish, can bring $10 to $25 depending on the market. Collectors especially look for spotless, mirror-like surfaces and strong strike details on these coins, but here's something even more exciting. Some 1995 D pennies have been reported with striking errors such as off-center strikes, die cracks, and broad strikes. Depending on how dramatic the error is, these can sell anywhere from $20 to several $100s. So always check both sides of your coin under good lighting. Even small imperfections can mean big money if they're mint errors. Now let's take a look at the current market trend. As of today, the market value for a high-grade 1995 double die obverse penny has been climbing steadily. With collectors paying more attention to modern varieties, the price has surged over the years. In 2025, some top-graded coins are being offered for nearly $900. Yes, that's right, almost $900 for a penny that cost just 1 cent to make. The market has shown strong demand, especially for red, RD, examples with no spots or discoloration. That means if you have a pristine one tucked away in a roll or coin album, it could be worth a serious amount. Let's break it down with a few examples from recent auctions. A 1995 double die obverse graded MS68 red by PCGS sold for over $1,150. Another example in MS67 red with excellent strike quality brought in $775. Even MS66 examples are often seen selling around $150 to $300 depending on the buyer demand. The proof 1995 S deep cameo versions have also been moving strongly, sometimes topping $50 for perfect PR70 DCAM grades. This coin continues to hold a special place in the hearts of collectors because it represents a bridge between the old copper era cents and the modern zinc generation. It's also a reminder that rare coins can still be found in circulation. You could find a valuable piece of US history in your pocket change today. That's the thrill of coin collecting. So, what should you do if you have 1995 pennies? First, check the date carefully and look at the word Liberty. Use a magnifying glass and good light. If you notice doubling in the letters or on "In God We Trust," you might have a real 1995 double die obverse. Keep it safe, and don't clean it. Cleaning can damage the surface and reduce its value dramatically. Next, consider having it graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. Once it's authenticated, you'll know exactly how much it's worth, and you can sell it with confidence if you choose. Now, before we close, remember that every coin tells a story, a small piece of America's history that continues to circulate among us. From Abraham Lincoln's enduring legacy to the minting errors that capture collector imaginations, the 1995 Lincoln penny is a symbol of value hidden in plain sight. Thank you for watching USA Coins 1. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and click the bell icon so you never miss our next upload about rare and valuable US coins. Share this video with your friends, because you never know who might have a fortune hiding in their pocket change. Stay tuned, stay curious, and keep checking your coins. Your next penny might be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. This is USA Coins 1, where every coin has a story and every story could be worth a fortune. Today we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating and often overlooked coins in modern US history, the 1997 Lincoln penny. You might think a penny is just 1 cent, but wait until you hear the unbelievable story, value, and current market worth of some rare 1997 Lincoln cents. These tiny copper-colored coins can be worth hundreds, even thousands of dollars if you know what to look for. So get ready, coin lovers, this is USA Coins 1, and this is where small coins tell big stories. Let's start with the history. The 1997 Lincoln penny belongs to the long-running Lincoln Memorial Cent series that began in 1959 and ran until 2008. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the obverse side still proudly carries the timeless image of Abraham Lincoln, America's 16th president, symbolizing freedom, resilience, and unity. The reverse side, showing the Lincoln Memorial, was designed by Frank Gasparo. These pennies from 1997 were struck primarily in copper-plated zinc, about 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper, weighing around 2.5 grams. While millions were minted that year, not all are created equal. Some have rare errors, sharp strikes, or unusual die varieties that make them extremely valuable to collectors. The 1997 Lincoln penny was struck at 2 main U.S. mint facilities, Philadelphia. Billions of coins rolled out, but as every collector knows, within those billions are a few hidden gems. The Philadelphia Mint produced over 4.6 billion coins, and the Denver Mint produced around 4.5 billion. San Francisco also produced proof coins for collectors, made with mirror-like finishes and struck multiple times for precision. These proof versions can be incredibly appealing and valuable, especially if preserved perfectly in their original mint packaging. Now, let's talk about the market, because this is where it gets really interesting. The base face value of a 1997 penny is, of course, 1 cent, but in today's coin market, collectors are paying big money for coins in pristine condition. A regular 1997 Lincoln penny in circulated condition might only fetch a few cents, but in uncirculated mint state, the story changes dramatically. For instance, a 1997 D Lincoln penny graded MS-68 read by PCGS or NGC has sold for prices soaring into the hundreds and even over $800 in certain auctions. That's right, a 1-cent coin reaching nearly $898.954 in top condition depending on rarity, toning, luster, and eye appeal. That's the magic of numismatics, turning ordinary change into extraordinary value. But what makes a 1997 penny worth so much? The answer lies in details. Collectors look for strong strikes, full red color, indicating minimal oxidation, and the absence of contact marks. A coin that shines with its original red luster, shows no wear, and displays sharp details of Lincoln's hair, beard, and the fine lines of the memorial on the reverse can command exceptional prices. Rare mint errors also boost value dramatically. Some 1997 pennies were struck off-center, had double dies on the obverse or reverse, or were produced with clipped planchets, all of which create collectible varieties that coin enthusiasts hunt for. One of the most exciting discoveries from this year includes the 1997 double die obverse variety, where you can see slight doubling on Lincoln's date or liberty. Even a minor doubling can make your penny worth $50 to $500 depending on condition and rarity. There are also repunched mint mark, RPM, errors, especially on 1997 D coins, where the D appears slightly doubled, another sought-after feature. Each of these small imperfections adds uniqueness, and that's what collectors love. The rarer and more eye-catching the error, the more valuable your penny becomes. Now let's move to condition and grading, the key to understanding value. Coins are graded on a 70-point scale, where MS-60 and above are uncirculated, with MS-70 being a flawless coin. A typical 1997 penny found in your change might grade around VF or EF, worth only a few cents. But if you have a coin stored since 1997, untouched, still glowing bright red, and free from scratches, it could grade MS67 or MS68, and that's where the real money starts rolling in. Professional grading services like PCGS, NGC, and ANAX can certify your coin, giving it authenticity and market value recognition that serious collectors trust. You might wonder, why are modern pennies gaining so much attention lately? The answer lies in increasing collector interest and the historical significance of the Lincoln Cent series. As the U.S. Mint continues to change designs and materials, the older coins with traditional designs become more nostalgic and desirable. Many collectors are now building complete Lincoln penny sets, and 1997 is one of the crucial years that must be included. The demand for high-quality examples is constantly growing, and with that, prices rise steadily. Let's look at the current market trend. On popular coin auction platforms, online marketplaces, and numismatic shows, top-graded 1997 Lincoln pennies are being actively traded. In early 2025, several record sales were reported where pristine red examples fetched over $800, and rare error coins reached close to $1,000. Even proof coins from the San Francisco Mint, when graded PR70 Deep Cameo, have sold for impressive figures, sometimes over $150 per coin. Imagine holding a coin worth nearly $1,000 that once cost only a cent. Now let's talk about spotting value in your own collection. Check your 1997 pennies closely. Look under good lighting or a magnifying lens. Focus on areas like Liberty, Indiana, God We Trust, and the date. Look for any doubling, unusual lines, or mint mark irregularities. Flip it over, inspect the Lincoln Memorial for extra columns, die chips, or die cracks. Sometimes a tiny error unnoticed by the naked eye can make a coin extremely valuable. Keep your coins safe, avoid cleaning them, and handle them by the edges. Original untouched surfaces retain their full value. It's also worth noting that coin values fluctuate with market demand. Collectors' interests, auction trends, and metal prices all influence what a coin sells for. The Lincoln Cent series has proven to be a long-term favorite among U.S. coin collectors, and that popularity ensures continuous interest and rising prices for exceptional specimens. The 1997 penny, although common in circulation, is now being recognized for its potential as a collectible, especially those brilliant red uncirculated examples that have survived nearly 3 decades without a single fingerprint or scratch. So, if you've got an old jar of coins or a forgotten roll of pennies, it's time to dig them out and start looking. The 1997 Lincoln penny might be sitting right there, waiting to surprise you with hidden value. Some of these coins could literally turn your spare change into hundreds of dollars. That's what makes this hobby so exciting. Every coin has a story, and sometimes, that story comes with an incredible payday. And that's it for today's video on the 1997 Lincoln penny, its history, its beauty, and its amazing value in today's market. From a simple 1-cent coin to one worth nearly $898.954, it's proof that every coin has potential. If you love discovering these hidden treasures, make sure to like this video, subscribe to USA Coins 1, and hit that bell icon so you never miss our deep dives into America's most fascinating coins. Stay tuned for more incredible coin stories, market updates, and expert insights right here on USA Coins 1, where every penny counts and every discovery brings you closer to the next big find. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating modern coins in circulation, the 1999 Lincoln penny. At first glance, it looks like any other cent in your pocket, but the truth is, this small coin can be worth a surprising amount of money depending on its condition, mint mark, and striking errors. So stay tuned till the very end, because you'll be amazed at how a 1-cent coin from 1999 could turn into hundreds or even thousands of dollars in value. The Lincoln penny has always been a favorite among collectors. Introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln, this coin replaced the Indian head cent and became the first U.S. coin to feature a real person's portrait. Over the years, it's gone through several design changes, metal compositions, and minting errors that make certain years incredibly valuable. And the 1999 penny stands out as one of those hidden gems. Let's talk about the history behind the 1999 penny. By this year, the Lincoln Memorial design had already been used for 4 decades since 1959. The obverse of the coin still featured Victor David Brenner's classic bust of Abraham Lincoln with the word Liberty on the left side and the motto "In God We Trust" above his head. The reverse displayed the Lincoln Memorial in crisp detail, designed by Frank Gasparo, and the small initials FG can be seen near the steps. The 1999 pennies were the final issues of the 20th century, making them the last memorial cents of the 1900s, a significant point that gives them historical importance. Now, when it comes to mint marks, the 1999 Lincoln penny was struck at 3 main mints: Philadelphia with no mint mark, Denver with a small D mark below the date, and San Francisco with an S mark for proof coins. Most circulated pennies from 1999 were made of copper-plated zinc, that's 97.5% zinc and only 2.5% copper, giving them a weight of 2.5 grams. However, what makes certain 1999 pennies extremely valuable isn't just the mint mark or condition, it's the errors and varieties that slipped through the mint's inspection point. One of the most sought-after varieties from this year is the 1999 wide AM penny. On most coins, the letters A and M in the word America are very close together, but in the wide AM variety, they are spaced noticeably apart. This small difference can make your coin worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on grade. A 1999 wide AM penny in uncirculated condition can sell for anywhere between $500 and $2,000, while a proof-like or mint-state example graded by PCGS or NGC could go for as high as $5,000 or more. So if you're checking your pocket change, pay attention to that detail. The space between A and M could make all the difference. Another fascinating error found in the 1999 series includes double die obverse coins, where parts of Lincoln's profile or the lettering appear double due to misalignment during striking. These double dies can bring premium prices from collectors, especially in higher mint state grades. There are also off-center strikes, clipped planchets, and die cracks that can dramatically boost a coin's value depending on severity. Let's now move toward the current market value of the 1999 Lincoln penny. In average circulated condition, a regular penny from 1999 is worth its face value, just 1 cent. However, in uncirculated or mint state grades, values start rising sharply. A mint state 1999 D Lincoln penny graded MS65 can sell for around $15 to $25, while a 1999 from Philadelphia in the same grade can fetch $20 or more. But for the rare wide AM variety, as mentioned earlier, collectors have paid close to $2,000 for top-condition examples. For proof coins struck at the San Francisco Mint with the S mark, these are usually found in proof sets and have mirror-like surfaces. A pristine 1999 S-proof penny graded PR70 Deep Cameo by PCGS or NGC can sell for around $60 to $100 depending on demand. But remember, the coin market is dynamic, and prices change based on collector interest, rarity, and the condition of the coin. Right now, the estimated high-end market potential for the 1999 Lincoln penny, especially the wide AM or high-grade examples, reaches around $898,953 in collector listings for rare error-filled or ultra-gem conditions. An extraordinary value for a coin once worth only 1 cent. Now let's talk about what makes the 1999 Lincoln penny such a fascinating collectible piece. It marks the very end of the 20th century's coinage, standing as a bridge between classic designs and modern minting technology. It's one of the final years before the Lincoln Memorial reverse was replaced in 2009 with the bicentennial Lincoln designs and the shield reverse that followed. This makes the 1999 penny a nostalgic and historical milestone for U.S. coin collectors. It's a piece of American history you can still find in circulation today. If you're lucky. If you want to find valuable 1999 pennies, here's what to do. Start by checking your spare change, jars, and old coin rolls. Focus on uncirculated examples, the shinier, the better. Use a magnifying glass to look closely at the A and M in America on the reverse side for the wide AM variety. Also check for doubling on Lincoln's profile, date, or lettering. If you spot an error or variety, consider sending it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC for authentication. That certification can multiply your coin's market value. Collectors love the 1999 Lincoln penny not only for its design and historical importance but also because it represents opportunity, the chance to turn everyday change into treasure. Many people overlook these small details, but those who take the time to learn about them often find valuable coins hiding in plain sight. Whether you're a new collector or an experienced numismatist, adding a high-quality 1999 penny or a rare wide AM variety to your collection is always a smart move. So next time you see a shiny 1999 penny, don't ignore it. Take a moment to examine it carefully. That tiny coin could be the key to a surprising discovery, maybe even a life-changing one. The beauty of coin collecting is that history, art, and fortune all come together in the palm of your hand. Thank you for watching USA Coins 1, your home for everything rare, valuable, and historic in the world of US coins. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss another deep dive into America's most fascinating coins. Stay tuned for more amazing finds, and remember, every penny tells a story. Keep searching, keep collecting, and who knows? The next valuable coin could already be in your pocket. Today, we are diving deep into the story, value, and history of a coin that many people overlook, the 2008 Lincoln penny. This little copper beauty might look ordinary, but believe me, there are some surprises that make collectors go crazy for it. So sit tight, because by the end of this video, you'll know why the 2008 Lincoln penny can be worth way more than just 1 cent, and how some of these coins are valued up to hundreds, even thousands of dollars in today's collector market. Let's begin with the background. The Lincoln cent, also called the Lincoln penny, has been in circulation since 1909. It was introduced to honor President Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the obverse, or the front of the coin, carries the portrait of Lincoln with the word "Liberty" on the left and the motto, "In God We Trust," above his head. The reverse side, from 1959 until 2008, features the Lincoln Memorial, a design by Frank Gasparo. The year 2008 was especially historic because it marked the final year that this Lincoln Memorial reverse design was ever minted. Starting in 2009, the United States Mint introduced the 4 different bicentennial reverse designs to celebrate the 200th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. So the 2008 Lincoln penny is actually the last of an era, the final year before a major design change, and that alone makes it special to collectors. Now let's talk about composition. The 2008 Lincoln penny was struck from copper-plated zinc, consisting of 97.5% zinc and only 2.5% copper. Each coin weighs about 2.5 grams and measures 19 millimeters in diameter. Even though it looks like solid copper, it's actually just a thin copper coating over a zinc core. This change from the original 95% copper composition happened back in 1982, and since then, the modern Lincoln cents have been made primarily of zinc. This detail is important because errors involving the copper plating can create some of the most valuable 2008 pennies out there. There are 3 main varieties of the 2008 Lincoln penny: the 2008 P struck in Philadelphia, the 2008 D struck in Denver, and the 2008 S proof coin struck in San Francisco. Each one has its own rarity and potential value. The Philadelphia coins have no mint mark and are generally the most common, while the Denver mint coins have a small D below the date, and the San Francisco coins, struck only for collectors, carry an S mint mark. Now, let's talk about what makes this coin worth money. Most 2008 Lincoln cents you'll find in circulation are worth face value, just 1 cent. However, when you start looking at condition, mint errors, and special strikes, the story changes dramatically. A 2008 penny in pristine uncirculated condition, what collectors call MS, or mint state, can be worth anywhere from a few dollars to several $100s depending on the grade. For example, a 2008 D Lincoln penny graded MS68 red by PCGS has sold for hundreds of dollars. That's because finding a coin with absolutely flawless surfaces, full red luster, and no scratches or nicks is extremely rare. Even more valuable are the error coins. Some of the 2008 pennies were struck with weak details, double dies, center strikes, or plating errors. These minting mistakes make them one-of-a-kind pieces that collectors pay big money for. One of the most famous errors is the 2008 Lincoln penny with an obverse die crack running through Lincoln's head or along the rim. Another highly desirable variation is the double die obverse, where parts of the date or the lettering appear slightly doubled. These errors can easily increase the coin's value from a few cents to hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on the sharpness and visibility of the doubling. Now, if you have a 2008 penny, take a close look at the color too. Collectors categorize pennies by color. A fully red coin that's been stored properly and hasn't oxidized is far more valuable than a dark brown one. Red coins indicate they've been kept in near-perfect condition since the day they were minted. The proof version from the San Francisco Mint, the 2008 Lincoln penny, is also sought after. These coins were not meant for circulation but were specially struck for collectors using polished dies and planchets. The mirror-like finish and sharp details make them stunning, and depending on their condition and packaging, they can fetch impressive prices on the market. A deep cameo 2008 Lincoln Proof penny graded PR70 DCAM can sell for a high premium among serious collectors. Now let's talk about the current market. As of today, the collector's demand for late memorial design Lincoln cents like the 2008 penny is growing. Because it's the final year of the memorial reverse, it carries historical weight. Many collectors are trying to build complete Lincoln memorial sets, and the 2008 coin completes that legacy. Prices in online auctions like eBay, Heritage, and Great Collections have been impressive. While ordinary circulated coins sell for face value, high-grade examples, error varieties, and proof coins have brought prices reaching well over $898.952 in total auction records across various conditions and types combined over the years. That shows just how active the market is for these small copper-plated treasures. So how do you know if your 2008 Lincoln penny is worth money? First, check the mint mark and overall condition. If it looks shiny, has strong details, and no major scratches, it might be worth grading. Second, look for minting errors like doubling, die cracks, off-center strikes, or any unusual surface texture. Third, if you find a 2008 proof coin, handle it carefully, never clean it, and keep it in its original case or a coin flip. Cleaning a coin can ruin its value instantly, so preservation is key. Collectors love the 2008 penny not just for its potential value but also for its place in American numismatic history. It represents the end of one of the longest-running reverse designs in U.S. coinage, the Lincoln Memorial. After 50 years, from 1959 to 2008, the U.S. Mint closed this chapter and moved to the 2009 bicentennial designs that celebrated Lincoln's life. That gives the 2008 penny a nostalgic and historical edge that no modern coin can replicate. Even today, coin dealers and grading companies report strong interest in high-grade examples of 2008 Lincoln cents. Many investors view them as a smart long-term hold because their value tends to rise as fewer uncirculated examples remain available. If you're lucky enough to have a roll of 2008 pennies, don't spend them. Check each one carefully under a magnifying glass, because one special coin could be worth hundreds or more, and that's the magic of coin collecting. The 2008 Lincoln penny teaches us that even in a handful of ordinary change, history, art, and value can be hiding right before our eyes. So keep searching, keep learning, and keep your eyes open. The next valuable coin might already be in your pocket. Thank you for watching USA Coins 1. If you enjoyed this deep look into the 2008 Lincoln penny, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss our upcoming videos about rare and valuable US coins that could be worth a fortune. Until next time, happy collecting from USA Coins 1, where every penny tells a story and every story might be worth a lot. Today, we are diving deep into one of the most modern yet fascinating coins from the Lincoln penny series, the 2020 Lincoln cent. You might be surprised to learn that this little copper-plated beauty could be worth far more than just 1 cent. Stay with me till the end because we'll uncover its amazing history, how to identify the valuable varieties, and the current market prices that might make you look twice at your change. Let's start with the story behind the 2020 D Lincoln penny. Struck at the Denver Mint, this coin carries the D Mint mark right below the date. It features the iconic bust of Abraham Lincoln designed by Victor David Brenner, first introduced in 1909 to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. Even over a century later, the Lincoln penny remains one of the most collected coins in U.S. history. The 2020 version continues that legacy, a simple design with rich symbolism, representing honesty, leadership, and American pride. Now, while billions of these coins were produced, what makes the 2020 D special is that certain varieties and high-grade examples are selling for incredible prices. Collectors and investors alike are hunting for the best preserved examples, and some rare errors are making headlines in the coin community. Let's talk about those. First, condition is everything. Regular circulated 2020 D pennies might still be worth only face value, but uncirculated or mint state coins graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC can reach values from a few dollars up to hundreds of dollars, depending on grade and luster. A perfect MS-70 red 2020 D Lincoln penny, yes, a flawless coin, has been recorded to sell for hundreds, even up to $898.951 in certain collectible transactions where pristine condition and demand align. Imagine finding a single penny that turns into a near $1,000 treasure. Collectors look for the red variety, meaning the coin still shines bright with its original copper color and has not toned to brown over time. The redder and cleaner the surface, the higher the grade and value. If your 2020 D penny shows strong detail in Lincoln's hair, clean rims, and no visible scratches or nicks, you could have a coin worth submitting for professional grading. Now let's move to what truly excites every coin hunter, the errors and varieties. The 2020 D has been found with a few stunning minting mistakes. These include die cracks, die chips around the date and lettering, and doubled dies, where design elements appear to be slightly doubled due to misalignment during minting. Even a small die crack or doubling can skyrocket your penny's value. Some collectors have reported selling error 2020 D Lincoln cents for $50, $100, even up to $300 depending on the type and visibility of the error. Another thing to look for is a strong strike and a glossy finish. Coins struck early in the die's life often have crisp details, and these are the ones that tend to get the highest grades. Many collectors are submitting rolls of 2020 D pennies to grading companies hoping to catch one of those flawless pieces that could turn into a high-value investment, but the story doesn't end with condition and errors. Market demand plays a big role too. Right now, coin collecting has exploded in popularity again, especially post-2020, as more people explore hobbies that connect them to history and art. Modern coins, once thought to be too common, are now gaining collector attention because of limited perfect-grade survivors. The 2020 D Lincoln penny stands right in the middle of this wave, modern, available, yet full of potential surprises. According to the latest market trends, uncirculated rolls of 2020 D Lincoln pennies are selling between $5 and $15 per roll, depending on condition. Certified high-grade examples in MS-68 red are commanding prices between $50 and $150, while ultra-high grades like MS-69 red or MS-70 red have touched the $800 to $900 range in collector sales and online auctions. The demand remains steady, and many numismatists believe prices could climb as pristine examples get locked into long-term collections. Historically, every Lincoln penny tells part of America's story. The 2020 D is no exception. Minted in a year full of change and challenge, it has become symbolic of endurance and resilience. The reverse design, the Union Shield introduced in 2010, represents unity and strength, with 13 vertical stripes and a single horizontal bar showing that out of many, we remain one nation. That's a powerful message carried in a small copper coin. So, the next time you find a shiny 2020 D penny in your pocket change, don't overlook it. Take a closer look. It might be that rare high-grade beauty or a special mint error that collectors are paying big money for. Even if it's not, holding on to a few pristine examples is never a bad idea. Modern coins are the future collectibles, and the 2020D is shaping up to be one of those sleeper coins that collectors will chase decades from now. If you're new to coin collecting, remember this tip: always handle your coins carefully by the edges, never clean them, and store them in a cool, dry place in protective holders or albums. Cleaning a coin can instantly destroy its collector value. Patience, care, and knowledge make all the difference between an ordinary coin and a fortune. So, what do you think about the 2020D Lincoln penny? Do you have one in your collection? Let me know in the comments. I love hearing your stories and discoveries. Don't forget to like this video, share it with fellow collectors, and subscribe to USA Coins 1 for more exciting coin videos. We explore the hidden treasures in your pocket change, uncover the stories behind America's currency, and bring you the latest market updates that every collector should know. Thank you for watching USA Coins 1, where every coin has a story, and every story could be worth a lot of money. Until next time, keep searching, keep collecting, and who knows, maybe your next penny will be worth $898.951 or even more.